Good evening and welcome to Prime Business. My name is Emma Davis, and tonight on Prime Business, Senior Finance Lecturer at the University of Cape Coast Business School, Sarah Kawa, has expressed doubts government will be able to get the buy-in of China to restructure its debt by the end of this week as being projected by the Finance Minister. He argues it will take a while longer for government to reach an agreement with its external creditors for the onward disbursement of the second tranche of the $600 million credit facility by the IMF.
Worst case scenario will be that the debt might be restructured a longer term, but the interest rate might not be so much reduced as we have found in the domestic market.
That then means that the timeline given by the finance minister is not feasible, looking at this week.
I am not sure it is feasible. If we are supposed to do these things by the first week of November, and we've not done it, and they've been telling us next week we'll have it, next week we'll have it, we might not meet that particular deadline. We may be able to go to next year.
Financial sector players in the West African sub-region have been urged to embrace financial solutions or financial soundness indicators. This is a way of combating risk of global trade tension, which may threaten the soundness of financial institutions. Speaking to Joy Business at the opening of the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management Regional Course on Financial Soundness Indicators, Director General of WAFEM, Dr. Baba Musa, said the course offers participants a unique opportunity to delve into the critical aspects of financial stability and resilience.
Of efforts to enhance resilience of financial systems in the West African sub-region, the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management is holding a one-week training program for financial sector players within the sub-regional bloc on how to combat risks of global trade tension, which may threaten the soundness of financial institutions. Speaking to Joy Business at the opening of the course on financial soundness indicators, Director General of WAFEM, Dr. Baba Musa, said it is important to enhance financial sector surveillance through financial soundness indicators.
FSI serve as a barometer to check the health of any financial system. So considering the trade tension and the economic situation in the global environment and within this sub-region, we felt that it is important to always check the financial system and ensure that they remain robust.
It tells Joy Business WAFEM will be tracking the progress of member countries with respect to financial soundness indicators in ensuring resilience and soundness within the financial landscape.
This is an annual event, and it is expected that annually countries will report on their financial situations, not only to the IMF but even our regional bodies, and every year we will need to monitor and look at the financial situation of or at least the financial vulnerabilities in each of our countries to ensure that our financial system remain very strong.
Delivering a speech on behalf of the governor, acting head financial stability at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Kwesi Osei-Yeboah, said he is optimistic the course will provide the right forum for exchange of ideas towards ensuring safer financial systems.
I therefore encourage you to engage actively, share experiences, and make your participation rewarding by taking every available opportunity to tap into the knowledge and experience of the excellent facilitators placed at your disposal.
The FSI serves as a crucial tool for assessing the health and stability of financial institutions by providing insights that are indispensable for informed decision-making. For Joy Business, Pius Kujubaka.
The Ghana Union of Traders Association and allied groups say it will be better to totally ban the importation of restricted goods than seek to limit its importation. These bodies are strenuously opposed to the LI, which has still not been laid in Parliament. According to President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, the justification put out by the government for the proposed law makes no sense. He spoke to journalists after a meeting with the Subsidiary Legislation Committee of Parliament.
It's very important that any country becomes self-sufficient. But the way to go had been the problem. And especially when we have also been there in the issuance of permits that did not result in any gains for the nation. And that's why we wanted to remind them that that's surely not the way to go, and that we can adopt different methodologies to enhance on local production. You know, the cement is traveling. Other industries are traveling, not necessarily that they brought permit. But you also know that there are some products that, as I'm speaking, there's permit issuance, but it's not traveling. So the way to go is not restricting us. We have even made it clear that we will be better off that they ban the product rather than to bring restrictions and impediments on our way of trading in this era of trade liberalization. We cannot do that. We will not accept anything that will impede on trade facilitation, that hinders on cost of doing business, time of doing business, and ease of doing business. And that's exactly what we've told the committee, that they should hold on with this LI, and that will support government in its quest to increase productivity so that we will patronize same. That's essentially what we need as a country. But if we do not have the produce, or our produce is even overpriced, that it cannot be sold to the rest of our neighboring countries, then we have a problem.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, Dr. Dominic Aine, says the LI, barring any unforeseen challenges, could be laid by the end of the week. He has also been promising members of GUTA the committee will take their issues seriously when they report back to the House.
Deliberations with the stakeholders on the proposed LI on the restriction of importation of certain selected goods has just concluded, and it was very fruitful in the sense that we heard directly from the stakeholders with respect to some of the issues that they have, the concerns that they have regarding the impact of the regulatory instrument if it is passed, on their activities, as traders and importers. For us, they raised a number of issues that we will take into account when we are reporting to Parliament. One was that in terms of import substitution justification, there isn't sufficient local supply of the affected goods in order to fill the market if the restrictions take place. So, for instance, the question of how much we are producing in terms of rice, in terms of the auto industry, in terms of the used clothing industry, so that we ourselves will be able, to supply the local, industry will be supplied with this, these goods if the restrictions come into force.
How soon can we expect the report on the floor of the House?
Well, we are expecting that the minister will lay the instrument if it is revised in accordance with the recommendations of the committee, probably somewhere this week, okay, or early next week, meaning that eventually, if it is laid, we will be reporting to the House almost immediately, because we have done our consideration, of the pre-laying consideration, and we have an idea of what the substantive content of the instrument is, as well as the concerns of the stakeholders, regarding the impact of the instrument.
Now to the agri sector, members of Fair Trade Ghana Network are calling on the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Cocoa Board, and traditional leaders of the current 6 cocoa growing regions in Ghana to collaborate in declaring all cocoa growing areas as no-go zones for all forms of mining and other negative environmental activities. Speaking on the sidelines of the Fair Trade Awareness Creation event, President of the network, Florence Blankson, reiterated the threat illegal mining poses to the sustenance of Ghana's cocoa sector as well as other production areas. Cocoa employs approximately 800,000 farm families spread over 6 of the 16 regions of Ghana. The crop generates about $2 billion in foreign exchange annually and is a major contributor to government's revenue and GDP. In 2021, in real terms, the contribution of cocoa to GDP was 3.1 billion cedis. Despite these benefits of the sector to Ghana's economy, cocoa production is riddled with illegal small-scale gold mining, popularly called galamsey. On the occasion of the celebration of Fair Trade's awareness event, members of the network bemoaned the growing effects of illegal gold mining on their livelihoods. Florence Blankson is president of Fair Trade Ghana Network.
Fair Trade Ghana Network has been around for a while, but we still think we need to let people know more about fair trade and Fair Trade Ghana Network, what it is to be in fair trade and what the Fair Trade Ghana Network does for its members. We are looking at the government doing a lot for the cocoa members, because most of them, their farmlands are being taken over by other developers, and this galamsey, as we all know, if we don't take care, it will get to a time we wouldn't even have farmers into cocoa because they are not benefiting.
Fair Trade Ghana Network organized an awareness event at the Pentecost University. Regional head of West Africa for Fair Trade, Edward Akapire, explained the purpose for the event and its impact on the youth.
Yeah, this for us is a very important event, and especially the location that we are holding this event, even makes it much more important for us, because the event is all about creating awareness around fair trade, and creating awareness among the youth couldn't have been any better option for us. So this is very important for the reason that we're targeting young people who are in the university to deepen their understanding about fair trade and to motivate them to go into the agriculture sector, but also go into it within the scope of fair trade.
A cocoa farmer who is a member of the Fair Trade Ghana Network, Emmanuel Sapong, lists some of the projects he has undertaken in his community using premiums earned from fair trade.
We had the first premium in 2012, and from that time, we have been able to support the communities in which we work. In one of the communities, the government put up a chief's compound without a nurse's quarters. We have put up a nurse's quarters there. And when you come to Asumura, we have got some renovation. We have renovated schools and then bought some computers for the school. At Mpamase, we have put a nice water project there. One structure that we have put there that is supporting the regional coordinating council. So I'm telling the farmers that whoever wishes to join fair trade, it is laudable, and then when you join fair trade, you will never regret.
A significant number of cocoa farmers whose livelihoods have over the past decades depended on cocoa farming have been compelled to abandon several acres of their cocoa farms due to galamsey. If the menace is not addressed tactically, Ghana risks losing its position of being the second exporter of cocoa worldwide. The Food and Drugs Authority has engaged stakeholders on the current regulatory procedures and policies on clinical trials of medicines, food supplements, and medicine devices in Ghana. According to the authority, the conduct of trials need to be regularly updated and enhanced to align with current trends to ensure the protection of patients' safety. There's more in this report.
In April 2020, Ghana became the second African country to attain maturity level 3 following an assessment conducted by the World Health Organization. To attain the ultimate maturity level 4, it is necessary for the authority to strengthen its medicine regulatory system to ensure safety. To meet the criteria, The FDA has been engaging stakeholders to maintain and continuously improve on the stable, well-functioning and integrated regulatory system for medical products. John Lai Odai Tete is Ashanti Regional Head of FDA.
The need for regular and frequent engagements of stakeholders in the clinical trials industry became very evident during the Ebola virus disease crisis. And more recently, the novel SARS-CoV-2 virus, popularly known as COVID-19, in 2020. And requirements in the conduct of trials need to be regularly updated and enhanced to align with current trends needed to ensure the protection of the patient's safety, rights, and well-being, while maintaining data credibility. To attain maturity level 4, it is necessary to maintain and continuously improve on the stable, well-functioning, and integrated regulatory system for medical products.
Head of Clinical Trials, Dr. Yvonne Eduboahene says the Food and Drugs Authority is committed to ensuring stakeholders adhere to requirements of the clinical trials.
For now, I think the FDA is working smoothly with the stakeholders, the applicants and clients of clinical trials. And so doing trainings over the years, engagement like this, it has made the stakeholders understand, let's say, the quote-unquote, the rule of the game. And so to a large extent, I think that it is manageable.
Some of the stakeholders spoke to Joy News.
All have to get the information and then make sure we also help FDA to attain the status where they want to be. So it's a very good platform for us. We came to learn a lot, and we also have to bring our ideas so that their mandate is met.
For Joy News, Anita Sewa Ajogan reporting.
Now, players in the telecom industry have bemoaned delays in granting of license for the installation of telecommunication towers and other infrastructure. According to them, the bureaucratic clearances and delays on the part of regulatory agencies is greatly affecting the efficient delivery of voice and internet data services across the country. Speaking to Joy Business at the Ghana Telecom's Chamber Forum on Infrastructure, Engineer Kenneth Ashigbe called on the National Communications Authority to deploy technology to ease the process.
With an internet penetration rate of about 68%, Ghana hopes to drive the growth of the economy through digitization. Infrastructure investment in internet reach and connectivity is critical to achieving this goal. Unfortunately, players in the telecommunications industry have expressed worry about what they describe as delays and extensive bureaucratic processes in securing licenses for the mounting of towers. Engineer Kenneth Ashigbe details their concerns at the Telecoms Chambers Forum on Infrastructure.
For any tower to go up, the aviation people, the authority in aviation would need to come in. So how do we all of us work together to ensure that currently we're doing about 7 months when a tower company, when an MNO says that give me a tower in this particular community, it takes up to 7 months. And by that time, most of you customers, the experiences you'll be having with your connectivity will not be the best. So one of the proposals and one of the ways to be able to do it is to have a one-stop shop, so that instead of the tower companies going from shop to shop from office to office to take their permit applications to, we can have a portal that they put the application on, and once the application goes on that particular portal, NCA would see it, EPA would see it, the assemblies, you can imagine the number of assemblies we have.
On expanding internet access and Ghana going 5G, Director General of NITA, Richard Otri Fosu, noted that a comprehensive policy is being developed to ensure the seamless rollout of the 5th generation mobile network.
Sometimes you must crawl before you walk, right? And 5G requires a lot more. The speed of the technology is not 4G. It's nothing we've seen. So we are preparing towards it. It's just like AI. We have a strategy towards it. You know, you must plan, you must consult, and then come up with a policy that will work for everybody. Otherwise, we will end up in the same situation. They'll say you didn't consult us. But 5G, we are looking at it, and the way we are even looking at it is that we will not issue the license out to individual MNOs.
Chief Executive of ATC Ghana, Ashutosh Singh, called for innovative ways to utilize existing towers and infrastructure to expand internet connection.
We'll have to rethink in terms of how do we utilize the existing infrastructure in terms of buildings, street poles. Those are some of the new innovations that will have to happen for 5G to succeed. Bring the network closer to the subscribers. It will be much more denser. I think there are a lot of policy changes required to do that. There's a lot of cooperation that will be required with the municipalities, other agencies, with out-of-home media companies, to see how we can actually make sure that infrastructure is ready for tomorrow's 5G deployment.
The forum was held on the theme, Fostering Partnerships for Growth in the Ghanaian Telecoms Industry.
That's how we part company tonight on Prime Business. My name is Emma Davis. For more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Have a good evening, but I leave you with news making waves on the international front.